Hey guys, it's Way here, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the best cheap star squad on FIFA 19 in my opinion. Having now tried a wide variety of different star squads and a combination of different players in the first few days of FIFA 19, I can say hands down this is the best squad I've used. It's got some amazing players in, and for a price of around 15,000 coins, I don't think you're going to find a better squad. It will do very, very well in division rivals, and you could even use it in FUT Champions. It's such a good team, very well rounded, and what's more, it's pretty cheap as well. So if you guys have enjoyed the video, if you do, don't forget to leave a like on it. Also, leave a comment down below letting me know what sort of budget you'd like to see for the next squad builder on my channel. I can do some cheaper teams or maybe even some more expensive squads all the way up to about 100 or 200k, as that is the amount of coins I currently have on the game. Without further ado, let's go into it. So I've decided to go with the 4-3-3 third variation formation, as it's got two CDMs making it very solid defensively, and it's also got wingers, and on FIFA 19 crossing is extremely effective, and you want to have players out wide so you can swing the ball into the penalty area, especially when you've got a player who's really going to dominate the area and is very clinical in the box, and that's exactly what we've got in this squad, so it suits the team extremely well. But starting off in goal, I've decided to go with Casteels from Wolfsburg. He's got a really nice well-rounded card, and it's probably the best cheap keeper I've used so far on FIFA 19. The best thing about him is his height. He's 6'6", making him one of the tallest players on the entire game, and that means he's just going to make so many amazing saves because he can reach the ball even if it's right in the top corner. It also makes him extremely effective against long shots, and if people cross against you, and as I said, crossing is effective on this game, he can just come out and catch the ball with ease because he's just so tall. Now moving on up into the defence, in a left back I've gone with Masuaku from West Ham, and he's got a really nice well-rounded card, both defensively and going forwards. He'll put in a great shift for your team, and he's got 86 pace as well, making him one of the quickest players in his position in the Premier League. And as if that wasn't enough, he's got 4-star skill moves and high medium work rates, and I think those work rates are perfect for a fullback on this game. Next to him I've gone with the first of two French centre-backs from RB Leipzig, and in my opinion these two centre-backs here are going to be two of the most popular on the game just because of one key reason, and that is their pace. Upamecano is first up in the left centre-back position, and it's not often that you say someone with 79 pace is the slowest centre-back in your team, but in this case here he actually is, just because of the sheer pace of his centre-back partner. Not only is he very quick, but he's also got good defending and physical, and he's 6'1" as well, and he will cost you about 1,500 coins right now on the Xbox market, so you can't really ask for much more. And then next to him I've gone with his compatriot and teammate, and that's Mukiele in at right centre-back. He's got 81 pace, which is crazy, good defending and good physical again, and he's decent on the ball, and he's 6'1" as well, so two perfect centre-backs, very, very quick, good defensively, they're quite strong, and they're tall as well. What more do you want? And then completing the defence in at right back, I've gone with Ristovski from Sporting Lisbon, and he's got a very similar card to Masuaku, both defensively and going forwards. He's going to be very good for your team, which is exactly what you want. You want defenders who will obviously defend well, but also getting forwards, you want them to be able to beat players and be quite quick, and also swing the ball into the box with a decent final ball, just because, as I've said, crossing is quite overpowered on this game. And again, he's got the high medium work rates, which in my opinion are perfect for a fullback on this game. Now heading up into the midfield, and at left CDM I've gone with Carlos Sanchez, and he's got an out and out defensive minded card, which is exactly what you want in this formation. First and foremost, your defensive midfielders need to be able to defend very well. They're not really getting forwards much in this formation because they just sit in front of the defense and shield it and make you very hard to break down, and then you hit your opponents on the counter attack with your centre mid and front three. The key stats you want are good physical, especially strength. They also need to be good defensively and be quite tall, and Carlos Sanchez has got all those stats in abundance. 84 physical with 90 strength in game. He's also got good defending, decent pace and passing, and he's 6 foot tall as well. You don't really need much more, especially going forwards. These players just sit in front of the defense, and unless you go ultra attacking, aren't really going to get forwards too much, but it makes you so hard to break down. In the right defense midfield position I've gone with a very similar player, and that's Battaglia, again from Sporting Lisbon. He's got very good defensive stats, 84 physical, he's got even better defending than Carlos Sanchez. He is 6'2" as well, so an absolute beast. He's going to dominate all those aerial battles and just easily get people off the ball, and if they do manage to get through, you've got a very solid defense behind them. And then completing the midfield, we've gone with a more attacking minded player, and that is Manuel Lanzini from West Ham, linking those two midfielders together. He's just got a great attacking card. He's not going to be getting back and defending. You want him to join the attack and really link up your midfield and defense to your strike force. He's got 81 pace, 86 dribbling, 4-star skill moves, and good shooting and passing, and he's also a very good free kick taker. Make sure he's on your free kicks, and he will bang in a lot of good goals for your squad. Now completing the team, we've of course got the front three, and then at left wing I've gone with GUEDES from Valencia. He's got a really good card going forwards with all the right attributes in all the right areas. Good pace, good dribbling, good shooting, and good passing, and he's got 4-star skill moves too. And the reason I really like him on on this game is because he's so agile and he's got great balance, and combining that with the dribbling and skill moves and the pace makes him so hard to stop, because dribbling's been massively improved upon in FIFA 19. If you're good at using LTRT dribbling, body feints, a lot of the new skill moves and the new flick system, you can create so much space, so many chances, and just get so many easy goals. And he just does that very, very well in this game because of those key attributes. In at right wing, we've got Correa. Very, very similar stats. 85 dribbling, 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. Again, good agility and balance, good pace, good shooting, good passing. What more do you want? If you're good at dribbling, he will suit your gameplay so well because he beats players very easily, and then he can deliver that killer final ball, or he can finish off the chances and get the goal himself. Completing the team, we've got Michy Batshuayi, one of the best strikers I've used hands down on FIFA 19 so far. He just suits the gameplay so well, and he's got all the right attributes in all the right areas, just like many of the other players in this squad. Good pace, really good shooting, combine that with 5-star weak foot, and it really doesn't matter where he's getting the ball, either foot or on his head, he can put it into the back of the net. He's also got decent dribbling and good physical. He is very, very strong, and he can bully defenders very easily in the penalty area. Now, if you guys like crossing, this team is perfectly suited to you, as you can counter when your opponent won't have many defenders in the box, swing it in, and you will just score so many goals. You will have a field day with Batshuayi. He's such a clinical finisher. If you guys like a slightly pacier player who may be slightly better on the ball in terms of passing and may have 4-star skills, you could try someone like Rodrigo or Kevin Gamero. There are a few options, but I really would recommend trying Batshuayi. He's not a player many of you will have really used before, just because in previous FIFAs, pacey players always seem to just suit the meta of the game and they play better. But this year, pace is less important, and it's more about physicality and strength and having players who are good in the air, and Batshuayi really does suit the gameplay very well. So I would recommend trying him out, and I'd recommend just trying this whole team. It's perfectly well rounded, and it suits a counter-attacking style of play so well. So if you guys like counter-attacking, which is very OP on this game, it's perfect for you. You've got a great goalkeeper, as I said, very, very tall, and he's got good stats all round. You've got 2 fullbacks who are very good both defensively and going forwards. Your 2 centre-backs are perfect, very fast, solid defensively, and they're tall and strong. What more do you want? You've got 2 very, very solid defensive midfielders. They've got all the right attributes you want, really. They're very strong, they're tall, good defending. You don't really need them to go forwards much, which is why I've gone with these players. And then in at centre mid, we've got Lanzini, who's going to be the player pulling the strings in the midfield and linking together your defence and the defensive midfielders to the strike force. 2 wingers, very, very similar. They're quick, good in the penalty area in terms of shooting and passing, and they can beat players very, very easily, which is why I want them in the team. And then we've got a clinical finisher up front. But that is the squad. I'll quickly run over the player instructions and all that, and then we can get on into a game with it. So in terms of custom tactics, I've set my defensive style to pressure on heavy touch, as I want a good balance between pressing to win the ball back and using up stamina and fitness, because by the end of the game, if you're constantly pressing, you're going to have very little stamina and fitness left on your players, and you'll be very, very easy to play against, especially on the counter. But also, you don't want to just leave your opponent to do whatever and not press them, because they can just play around you very easily. So I think pressure on heavy touch gives you the best of both worlds. Width and depth are just on the default settings here. I don't really see the need to change those. Offensive style is on fast build up, because I mean that's exactly what you're doing with this type of formation and team. It's very suited to counter-attacking football, and that is a very fast way of playing. So you want to have your players making those runs forward before your opponent can really regroup defensively. Width is on 8 out of 10, because we do want to be playing with those wingers and the fullbacks getting forwards and crossing the ball, and you're going to be spreading the play like this, and it also draws defenders out. So it means that your striker in the penalty area is going to be there against maybe 1 or 2 other defenders, with the fullbacks being drawn out to mark the wingers, and it creates a lot of space in the middle. Players in the box, as we're crossing, we've got Batshuayi, who's a target man, and that's how we're really focusing our play. You want players in the box, so that's exactly what we've got there. 8 out of 10. Corners, we've got a lot of tall players. There are 5 or 6 players who are above 6 foot in the team, so I've set that to 4 out of 5, as we can score a few goals from that if we do constantly cross it on corners. And then free kicks is on 3 out of 5 there. I don't really want too many players getting forwards, just because it's easy to get counted on, so I think that's perfect. And then for my instructions, I've set both wingers to get in behind, because I want them to do that. I want them to get into space to actually cross the ball. Batshuayi is on stay central, target man, and stay forward, because I just want him there to target with my crosses and also with my goal kicks. I want to be able to play the ball forward to him, so he can just shield the ball or head it down to the wingers and other midfielders and bring them into the game. And stay central and target man's fairly self-explanatory. I want him to just be in the middle as the target's crossed to with my wingers and fullbacks. I've set both defensive midfielders, as you would expect, to stay by whilst attacking, because I just want them to be there and shield the defence. And then I've done the same with both fullbacks too, as I don't want them bombing all the way forwards and ending up then getting counted on, because wingers are normally the quickest players on the pitch. So if your fullback's out of position, wingers can just easily exploit that space. So that's exactly what you want there. You can adapt these and change these if you don't really like them, but personally these are very, very good and suit the gameplay and the team extremely well. So I actually didn't see my opponent's squad because I'm watching the Barcelona game on my other screen. I think he's got a Serie A team, but we're through on goal now. Correa cuts it back, swings that into the back post, and we're in with the scissor kick already. Who is that? Is that GUEDES? I think it is GUEDES, and that goes to show crossing on this game so OP. If you get the right cross in, it's so easy to score goals because it's just really easy to create space and find space. I think it's because EA have actually nerfed the defensive AI quite a lot now, so you have to defend manually and the computer does a lot less work, so it makes it quite easy to find space in the box. And if you guys can find it and you can pick it out with a cross, you score so many goals. This guy almost scored from a cross himself. What is my keeper doing? Risky here from my opponent. He's in the penalty area. He's played it across. That is a brilliant challenge from one of my two centre backs. I'm not fully sure which one. Don't want to be racist, but it was one of the two black ones. So one of MUKIELE or Upamecano. One of them was in there. That was a brilliant tackle. Carlos Sanchez is intercepted in the midfield. We've got Basilagi with a really nice ball roll, and that's created a good amount of space. We've got Lanzini on the ball, tries to play it through to Batshuayi, who gets to it and smashed it straight into the top corner, but the keeper does get in there with a good save. And we've got a lot of players in the box. I'm just going to play this near the penalty spot. And we got a head on it, and there we go. It is 2-0. That is, I think, one of the centre-backs who scored that one. Banging bullet header. I think that is Upamecano. Yeah, it is. He gets the goal. I think he was the one who got that defensive block in earlier. And, I mean, we've put 2 crosses into the box now, and I've scored 2 goals from doing so. So, as I said, crossing is OP on this game. Bullet header, and it's 2-0. My opponent's got some space now in behind, but we're back there with Battaglia, and he has made literally like 7 or 8 really good blocks or tackles or interceptions. He's just been all over the place so far in this game. So good. Absolute beast. Correa's in there now. Could have had the counter. It was on. It's just always threatening for your opponent. We've got our right back there, Ratovski, coming in intercepting. But always, when you get forwards, you just have so many options, and your opponent normally won't have many players. They may have 2 or 3 defenders, like they've got a few back here, and it just gives you loads and loads of space really to exploit and get goals. Oh, that was so close. If I picked out that final ball, that could have been 3-0. Good block there from Upamecano. Not really a block, just kind of using his brute strength to get in there. All over the place. Oh, Castile's in there. That, I don't know how I didn't concede there. There were about 3 chances for my opponent where he could have easily scored. There's a lot of space that way there for my opponent, but that is a brilliant challenge from Ratovski. He has made some great tackles so far, and we've got a quick counter going on now with Correa. If he can just use his skill to hold the ball up, he has managed to keep hold of the ball. We've got that counter going now. Got a lot of space. That's a nice ball into Lanzini. Picks out GUEDES, who's still got possession. No, he hasn't. He's lost it, but Sanchez is in there. He wins it back. Just using that brute strength and holding up the ball. Still got the ball now out wide. Still got it. Good challenge there from Sanchez. And we've got a quick attack going now. If I can pick out GUEDES and then swing that into the area, which we do. Can't quite pick anyone out, but it's just always threatening whenever you go forwards with this type of team, because you just have so much pace and players who can really do damage. But I think that's going to be the half-time whistle right there. We're 2-0 up, and although my opponent has had more shots, more possession, we've dealt with that very well because of how solid this team is defensively and of being clinical. That's what I was talking about. You need clinical players up front, hit them on the counter, and it's 2-0 just by playing exactly how this squad is meant to play. Good block there from Sanchez, and he's played that out wide now into GUEDES, who's played it through to Batshuayi, and he plays it across the middle. Can't quite square it to, I believe it was Lanzini coming in the middle. And my opponent's now got a very risky counter-attack going. Can't really do anything. I'm just going to rush the keeper out, and he does exactly what he needed to do there. Good block, and we've kept our clean sheet. Cliver out wide for my opponent. Plays it through into the middle. He's coming through on goal now, but that is a nice bit of a defensive play, but he still actually managed to win the ball back. Look at that for a challenge. Oh my god, this team defensively is so good. If you guys are struggling with defending on this game, just use this team. I mean, you've got the perfect centre-backs, full-backs who are very good as well, and your defensive midfielders. I mean, your opponent, whatever they do really, you've just got too many players for them to really break down, and you can just hit them on the counter. I mean, I'm not good at defending, but this team is making me look good. We've given away another free kick and actually a yellow card here to Battaglia, but I mean, even then, we've got so many people back, this guy just won't be able to do anything. Good block there from our fullback, And we've got Batshuayi now on the ball. We've got a few players running off around him. Lanzini being one of them. I'm just going to run for it, play it through, go for the finesse shot, and it is 3-0. This guy, he's had about 10 shots this half, and he's not scored. We've had our first shot of the half, and clinical. That is what you want. Manuel Lanzini gets our third goal of the match. And I mean, I think I've had 4 shots, scored 3 goals. That is what I'm talking about. I said this team is clinical. And you play on the counter. You're solid defensively with this type of formation and the players. And this has just been the perfect game plan. If I wanted to show you guys how good this team is, don't think I could pick out a better game to show you. And this is the first one I've played with the team today. Yesterday I played about 10 games with this team, so that's why I'm doing this video, because I think the team is so good. And hopefully this has shown you guys why. And hopefully he's going to rage quit, because that would really just cap it off perfectly. Good challenge there from Lanzini. He's not one of our defensive players, but still really good defending from him. And again, he won that header right there into Correa, but my opponent's won the ball back now. He's got the ball at the top of the box. I dived in a little bit there. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? He's going to go for the shot, and look at that for a block. Look at that for a block. Guys, I've not used a team this good defensively for a seriously long time. I mean, I've used a lot of high-rated players on FIFA 18. I've used plenty of players so far on FIFA 19, but defensively, these players are just so good. Some of these blocks, I've done maybe 3 or 4 proper goal-saving blocks. I mean, you guys saw early on with that sliding challenge just then. I mean, it's amazing. I don't know what it is with these players. They need drug testing after the game. Good challenge there from Mukiele. He wants to keep the clean sheet. We've only got a couple of seconds left of the game, but that was another good block. And we can play that over to GUEDES now. Can we finish the game off with a 4th goal? I'm just going to swing that into the back post. Lanzini's there. Can't quite get a connection on it. I was going to try and play it across, but there we go. That is going to be the final whistle. A 3-0 victory. And I mean, let's just look at the stats, because I think this perfectly demonstrated what you want to do with this team and just how good it is, really, because this guy had a lot of chances. He was maybe a better player than me. I mean, he did create a lot more, but he really didn't take his chances at all. His finishing wasn't up to scratch, or was it just that this team was so good defensively? I mean, here we go with the match ratings, and everyone just performed very well. Masuaku actually picked up the man of the match award with a 9.4. What did he do? He got an assist. We also got an assist with Batshuayi and Correa. You'll find a lot of the time with this team, but the Batshuayi doesn't get the most goals. It's normally going to be your wingers, because he's going to be the person who gets assists by holding up and playing your wingers in. The goals came from Upamecano, Lanzini and GUEDES. And I mean, looking at some of these other stats there, good passing from Lanzini, which is what you'd expect. Dribbling from the wingers, decent. Batshuayi especially, look at that, 15 out of 18 dribbles for Batshuayi, it's not bad. Crosses, you've got your wingers doing what you want there. And then tackles, I mean, good tackles all over the place. It says there 1 out of 6 tackles for Battaglia. That's not right. He made at least 6 tackles in the first half, I'd say, and then 7 saves from Castile. But those are the stats. Let's look at those final kind of shot stats and everything as well. I mean, he had 18 shots, we had 5, we had scored 3 goals, he scored none. I mean, it just shows how good this team was defensively. And yeah, I really would recommend this. I know some of you guys may think, oh, it's clickbait or something, but this is my opinion. That's why there's a question mark in it. It's the best team, or the best cheap stars team really on FIFA 19, in my opinion. And I think this game has hopefully proved that. Hope you guys enjoy, though. Definitely go ahead and build this team if you're looking for a cheap squad. And let me know down below if you guys have used it, what you think of it. And I'll see you guys later. Take care.